Yeah, when you get over 40 you don't care, and over 50 it just what? Anyway,
Don't look at me like that.
Jeez. Oh, they're on you.
I was looking at you because how young you look, Mary, you know. Don't believe me when I tell her. All right, so over the next couple of weeks, we finished our sort of series last week. If you haven't taken part in the aspirational plan 4 weeks, we can make those available for you. We have had some people who have been online that couldn't get here on a Monday night, so those of you who don't know, there's about 480 that tune in on a Monday night for this part around the world now. So we've just changed the focus of Bridge Builders from being Victorian based to a national organisation. So over the past few weeks, Bridge Builders has gone national and international as a charity, which is good stuff. So good on you, you know. So sometimes throughout the week we get calls, emails, and notifications from people all over the world wanting to know how we can help them and how we can build bridge builders in their communities. And so it's quite fascinating. We've had people from France and China and America and South America and all kinds of places coming in and talking to us about what we're doing here. So very exciting and very cool. So the online thing that we do is quite powerful. So and we've had some of our young people who are connected to BB that haven't been able to get here on Monday night request their aspirational plan, that we can help by correspondence them achieve their goals and their passions. So stay tuned.
Is yours also Miss Elliot?
Yes, it is. The start of tonight, I thought I'd do just a standalone asset tonight called the Law of Magnetism. So if you're joining us tonight, I've been talking about this in the school and with our leadership team for about the past couple of weeks and seeing what does it actually mean and what does it actually do. And so there was an interesting phrase I get from a mentor of mine, John Maxwell, and it says, "Who you are is who you attract. If you want to attract better people, become the kind of person you desire to attract." And so what that simply means is sometimes we can be surrounded.
Jay Stewart. Elliot.
Nice one. So we can, if you want to attract a certain type of person around you, then you might need to lift the level in your own life about who you are. Because otherwise we just sit back and go, oh, yeah, I wish. Now, I don't know about you, but there's no fairy godmother or fairy godfather in my life. Isn't that right, Clarkie? So there's no one along there with a big stick that just goes, poof, there you are, you've got it. However, what I have been testing over the past 4 weeks, and I encourage you at home too, to try this for at least 1 week. I would encourage you for 4 weeks, but at least for 1 week, I want you to test something. And I know I've talked about spring cleaning my friends every year. You know, people who come into my world, it's not that I'm better than anybody else. I actually recognise how I lack in areas of my life, and I want to be around people who I can add value to and who can add value to me. And so sometimes that's hard because you have friends that you've been friends with a long time, and you get around on the weekend and you kind of get that feeling like, oh, this is so much fun. And it's kind of inside you're feeling, oh, I'm so bored, so frustrated, and it's just the same old thing. Surely there's more to life than just this kind of weekly routine of doing the same thing over and over and over. You know, there's that saying, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So that's the definition of madness, is thinking that you could keep doing the same thing and have a different result. You know, so if you mix two things together and it turns out to be that, then basically you keep mixing those two things together and you're always going to get that. All right, so that's just how it is. So guys, I want to encourage you tonight to maybe think about some things in your life, the way you speak, the way you feel and the way you think, and how you surround yourself with that throughout your week. And I'm going to give you some examples of some powerful things. In one of our classes in our school, in the school that we are in, one of the schools that we're in, we had 20 students. in the class. And I was sharing this last Friday with them about the law of magnetism, what we say out and what we bring into our lives, what we speak out. Now, for some of us in the room, that might be like a prayer, or a meditation. You might put a prayer out there to God or whoever, you believe in. For others, it's, you might speak it out to the universe, whatever your belief is or your thoughts are. Sometimes it can just be driving along in your car and you're just screaming out stuff because you just need to vent a little bit, So it might be something like that, pardon?
Talking to yourself.
They're talking to yourself. Now, years ago, you used to get called mad if you did that. Now, everybody just thinks you're on the phone, so you can get away with it. And I talk on the phone like this. And it's probably singing, but, that's how I sing, but don't mock me. So, the challenge is this. What we say is what you get. It's as simple as that. What we speak out is what we get. So, if you constantly say, my life is crap, what do you reckon's going to fill your pockets?
It is crap.
Crap. So every time you put your hands in your pocket, what's squishy? It's going to be crap that comes out because that's what you're confessing. Now, I've spoken about this with several groups over the past 4 weeks, and every time I speak about it, there's someone in the group, someone in that sphere where I'm talking, they say this to me, yeah, but. And I go, there's no but in this. It's yes or no. What is it that Yoda says? Do or do not. There is no try. It's just do or do not. I love that. Oh, Yoda rocks, And so the challenge for me is they say, yeah, but, and the next bit that comes after, you don't understand my circumstances. And I just go, no worries. Okay. See ya. Why do we waste our time? There's a proverb out there that says, don't cast your pearls before swine. Because what do swine do? Pigs. What do pigs do?
Make everything dirty.
Make everything dirty. Yeah, but I know some friends like that. But they put it in the dirt. They don't appreciate the value of the pearl that you've just given them. Now, I'm not the wisest person out there. I was away with our kinsmen on the weekend, which is a wonderful time away with a bunch of our older guys and our young adult men, and away for the weekend. And some of the wisdom that came out over the weekend with those guys was full on, was just amazing. And sometimes it was just the simplest thing. I know on our leadership team, when we go away, there's people on this team who might consider themselves the youngest in our group, come out with pearls of wisdom at times. The entire group, the entire board and leadership team goes, say what? How did they even get that out of that? And so we get humbled by the things our leadership team say, and these guys are your pack leaders. These guys that come up with that same wisdom, that same ideas, those same thoughts, they are your pack leaders, which is quite amazing. So whenever we say we can't learn from a young person, that's a foolish statement. It's a foolish statement because we can always learn from someone, whether it's what not to do or whether it's something you could possibly do. So I've tried this a few times, and I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and there's a great one on there by Jim Carrey. If you don't know who he is, does anyone not know who Jim Carrey is? Jim Carrey was the guy of The Mask, Pet Detective, Dumb and Dumber, so he was that guy. Pardon? Heaven Almighty, yeah, he was Heaven Almighty. That's a very funny movie. The Truman Show was another one. So that's Jim Carrey. Now, there was a whole series of actors that came together, and they talked about the law of attraction, the law of magnetism. They talked about speaking something out and bringing it into place. Now, Jim Carrey talks about this story where he was absolutely dead broke. He was in Hollywood and he was flat broke. Absolutely nothing into his name. And he used to drive his car up into the Hollywood Hills. And if you've ever been to Hollywood, you'll see it's just quite amazing down the boulevards and stuff like that. It's quite an amazing place to be. And he drove his car up there, and he was, and it was like some of those movies he was in, like that dolphin one he was in, driving that kind of car with his head out the window. That's how he felt. He was so poor. He'd drive up there and he'd go, one day I'm going to have this. One day I'm going to make this happen. So he took his checkbook and he wrote out a check to Jim Carrey, $10 million. He folded it up and put it in his wallet. And he said to himself, in 3 years' time, I'm going to have $10 million. Now, he was flat broke in 3 years, in the day he did that. And he said, but in 3 years, I'm going to have $10 million. Now, in the States, they celebrate this thing called Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving, he received a call from his manager in the acting world and received a contract for $10 million for the first movie, Dumb and Dumber. 3 years. So he made a statement. He wrote it down. Every time he used to open up that cheque and look at it, and over the 3 years, it got worse, deteriorated, it was falling apart, it was everything. But he knew that if he could see it, he could get it. That's how he kind of felt about it. And so he wrote a cheque for $10 million, and in the first movie he was ever offered was the lead role in Dumb and Dumber, and he made $10 million. So I thought, I'm going to check this out. Now, many of you know that I received a Harley Davidson a year ago for my 50th. And so if you haven't figured it out, I'm 51st. So the challenge was, for 25 years, I had this image of this particular bike, and I thought, one day I'm going to have this bike, one day. I don't know what day that is, because every day I went to do that, I didn't have $30,000 in my bank account, to spare on a motorcycle, And then that day came, and it caught me off guard. Whereas 150 mates got together, and 50 of those mates decided to put some coin in, and there on that day was a brand new Harley Davidson. Now, I've enjoyed that bike a lot for the past 12 months. I'm in love with her, and she just happens to be a he, Harley Davidson, but whatever, and the fact is I've shared that experience with a whole lot of people. And I dink people on the back of that bike. I don't think I've let anybody ride it yet, but another 20 years maybe I'll let someone, but whatever, So the challenge for, beg your pardon, on the weekend, last weekend, a mate said to me, he was broken down in the city, and he rang me up, and he said he was broken down in the city, blah, blah, blah. I said, why don't I come and pick you up? He goes, what? I said, I'll just come pick you up. And then I texted him, and I said, how about I pick you up on the Harley? And he goes, so what? Now he was at a big conference, so I went and picked him up. He got on the back of the Harley and he said, Phil, you have no idea, but I was just talking at this conference this afternoon to a group of people about one thing I'd love to do one day was to ride on the back of the Harley, and you text me back the minute I had said that, and I read the text out just as I had spoken to the group and said, he's coming in on his Harley to pick me up. Now, when I took him along the freeway, we were going quick, and because we're on recording, I'm not going to tell you how quick we were, but we were going down at the speed limit, of the freeway, and I had him on the back, and that moment in Titanic where Rose is on the front of the thing is. That was him on the back of my Harley. Thank God I had my balaclava and everything on, because, oh God, And he was on the back, and I swear to God, he'll tell you if he was here, and he may be watching, so well done, mate. I'm not going to say his name, but he's on the back of my Harley. Down the freeway. I go, alrighty then. Jim Carrey. So I went, okay, and then I thought, let's pull over at the pub. So we pulled over to the pub for a cordial and the Palmer. And as we pulled over there, I gave him one of my Harley jackets to wear, and I took a photo of him. So what do you reckon his profile photo is now? Is him, the coolest kid in the block, and I don't care. What did it cost me? Nothing. Cost me nothing. I experienced something amazing 12 months earlier, and here it was giving him a blessing in a moment that he just goes, oh wow. So throughout the week, the interesting part, I was in Thailand a few years ago, and when I was in Thailand, I went down these particular stands, and they have these t-shirts and shoes and all kinds of stuff down there, and they call it same but different. And I began to collect Harley Davidson t-shirts, and one of the guys or gals in our group here tonight was recently in Thailand, in Phuket, and they were in this particular venue, in this laneway, and they said to me, Phil, they sent me a message saying, check this out, and they had Harley Davidson Phuket. Harley Davidson Phuket came into me tonight. Thank you, Cassie, I love you, that is amazing. So there was this other thing that happened to me last week. There's a particular conference in the States that I want to go to in November, and I thought, there's no way. I see what I did? I said, there's no way I'm going to be able to afford that. So over the past few weeks I thought, nah man, I'm going to go. And I went to say, I don't know how I'm going to go, but I'm going to go. And I kept going to go. And then a guy pulled up to me last week and said, Phil, can I have a coffee with you? And I said, sure. He says, great, come out and have a coffee. He says, mate, I want to take you to the States with me in November to a conference. I want to pay for everything. It's not a fluke.
You manifested it.
I thought it was a fluke. But flukes aren't consistent like that. So the challenge for me was, I thought, I'm onto something. I'm onto something here. And so I began to share with some of our guys this idea. And so I was out with some guys on the weekend. I said, I'm starting another personal business with my son. And it's about high-end caravans, flipping high-end caravans. For those who don't know, I've dealt with caravans for over 30 years. And I love them, and I love to help people get great caravans, not dodgy ones. And so I put it out there a few weeks ago to a bunch of people saying, I need 15 investors for $1,000 each. Then I'll return on their investment, and this is what I need to do for 6 months. So that was a week and a half ago. Since then, 2 investors have come back to me. One has said, I'll give you $5,000 to invest in you. Another one said, I'll give you $10,000 to invest in you. I said, well, you're investing in me and my son, and this is what we want to do because we've got a strategy about what our family's going to do. But I put it out there. So I put it out to the universe. So we were in our class the other day. I thought, I'm going to test this. So we're in the class the other day and putting it out there. And one of the young guys says, I've broken the headphones to my phone and my iPad, and I need my music to remain calm at school. I said, that's cool, man. I said, so what do you want? He goes, I want a new set of headphones. One of the young fellas in the group that we were there, he says, I've got 4 pairs. You choose one. Here's the Apple ones. These are the best ones. Take those. Boom. Just like that. Another young fella there, it's a bit disengaged in life. He says he was smart. He was a bit smart about it. He goes, I work on motors. I love doing motors, and I want a socket set to work on my motors. Another young guy in the group there. Now we're talking 15 years old, right? You know, the advanced class, right? So they're that age. One of the young guys in the group there says, I've got 4. I'll give you one. So we've got 4 headphones, 4 sets of sockets. He's got a full set. And the guy said, what is it? He goes, it's a Sid Chrome set of sockets. I'll give you that. Boom. Just like that. Another young girl said, it's coming into winter. My parents can't afford one of the standard jumpers for school. So I don't know what to do with you, and I don't want to put pressure on my mum. I said, that's fine. I said, Bridge Builders will buy you that jumper.
Yay.
Wonder if we could test that here tonight.
We could.
There are 60 odd of you in this room tonight, and several of you online. And I'm not talking about the things you wish for. I'm talking about the things you need.
Like, I need a car.
You know, yeah, like that's a wish that you can work for, love. Appreciate that. You know, but I love you. But there are things that could be in this room. You don't have to answer it yet. We're going to give you an opportunity. And some of you want to share it publicly, but some of you might want to share it in your pack tonight. I am absolutely convinced that if you have a real need this week. Now, one of the girls in our group, in our class, said, my mum can't afford food. And she struggles from week to week to buy food. And it would be great. I said, because I never see her eat lunch. She says, well, there are days where we've got no food. I haven't got play lunch. I haven't got any lunch to come to school. And because mum works so hard, I don't want to say anything. I said, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there and we're going to buy you, somehow we're going to buy you $500, $600 worth of food. That would be cool. It's not going to help them long term, it's going to help them right now where they need food. So maybe there's someone in the room here tonight like to be part of that. Maybe there's someone online that says, pick me. I remember 3 years ago, I had a situation where I was with a bunch of young fellas and I had no money to buy them food for the week. And I thought, oh man, and I went into my room and I went, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got 4 hungry young lads out there. I don't know what to do. That afternoon, a friend of mine rocked up in their convertible Saab. Her and her husband had been to Costco, and they said, Phil, I don't know what it is, but I was at Costco and I just felt like I had to fill the back seat of my car with food and bring it round to your house. And they rocked up, and I swear to God, in the back of their black Saab with the roof down was this blooming back of their Saab full of food. And I said to them, you have no idea the need that you just met right then. None. And so the challenge for us sometimes is we feel so needy that we can get negative about our need rather than positive about it, putting it out there. One of our young guys said, I'd like to go and see my friend who's tried to commit suicide in New Zealand. One of the kids in our group. I'd like to go and see my friend. I said, well, okay, why not? I've got a Harley. New Zealand must be easy. It's only, you could swim there, almost, So the challenge for us is what we say, that's what you get. I don't know why it is that way, Mary.
I can vouch for that. Like over 12 months ago, I had my house painted. And if it wasn't for bridge builders, I wouldn't have had my house. I've wanted for years to have my house painted, and I finally got it painted. So it's really lovely to go home every day to see this house. So yes, it's true what Phil was saying. What you want or what you ask for, you can get it.
So I have no idea what time it is right now because I've left all my clocks away and I don't really care. I mean, I do. If someone's managing me, go right ahead.
8 minutes.
Somebody is managing me. Nice. So we've got about 7 minutes to ask some questions of if there's real need, and this is to involve you guys at home too. So wherever you are in the world, I don't care where you are in the world, if you say you can meet that need, then I want you to get onto our Facebook page where you are right now. Tyler's watching the screen right now and he can see you say, I'll meet that need. If it's to help the young lady with the groceries, you put on there, pick me for the food, right? And we'll talk to you about that, So I don't care, we don't want to make it rocket science, we don't have to make it sophisticated. We talked last week about, Beck, what was the country? South America, we want a job in South America on an archaeological dig. That would be really cool. So if you're in South America right now, I've got a young lady here who is a total gun. She's a bomb, and you could meet her, yeah? So what I want to encourage you this week is another little plug for you, mate. I'm going to keep saying it until you get it. I'm serious, because there's people who are connected to people. A whole bunch of us met with one of our business partners, a whole bunch of our leadership team met with Gillian Franklin, the owner and founder of the Heat Group, a $150 million business that she grew from the ground up. And she started that business with one thing in her mind, is that she wanted to be different. She came from one of the most extreme poverty-stricken places in South Africa. And she began to encourage our leadership team about what you say. You want me to speak louder? Yeah! If you can't hear this, it's hailing here right now. I say stop. Oh, it's not my power. I'm speaking out, it'll stop eventually. It nearly did, didn't it? It nearly went quiet there for a minute. Hang on. No fluke involved here. I'm like Goku, mate. I can charge it. Anyway, so the challenge is this. It can be something as simple as a T-shirt. You have no idea how precious this is to me, darling. You have no idea. I've got a collection of Harley Davidson T-shirts, and this is just going to love me tonight. And so it's simple things, isn't it? I do need a Harley, but but I don't need that. This means as much. Because you went out of your way to take a photo, and while you were travelling in Thailand, in Phuket, you went down a strip of shops and you saw a T-shirt and you thought of me, and that part there is outstanding. I'm humbled by that, and absolutely I'm in love with you, darling. I think that is amazing, and so thank you for bringing it back. And then you carted it all the way back and cared for it and loved on it. So the challenge for us in the 6.5 minutes that we have left, because it only took a minute to do that, didn't I, Rebecca? So I wonder if there's some needs that you'd be willing to share here, and I'm talking about real need, not real wants. Wants is different. Wants is that thing, I want to go to the movies this week, I so want my own aeroplane. Josh Baldwin James. So, just putting it out there, the funny thing is, I actually photoshopped Bridge Builders Youth Organisation on the side of a jumbo many years ago when these guys were doing their pilot's licence and said, check out our plane. I put it on Facebook and everybody said, Bridge Builders has a plane? Not yet. A cruiser that goes around the world would be cool, just something about a few $1 million. Becca's going to take note of some of the things that we're going to speak about tonight, and we're going to put it out there. So if you can't hear this, I'm going to re-speak it to you. And if you've got a real need that you think this week someone could meet, what is it? Tell me one thing. I think Georgia had one. Georgia Kogelman, you had a need.
I got the name of the textbook, so I can't tell you. But I need a stethoscope. That's nothing.
You need a stethoscope
May I ask why?
because she's studying. Is it nursing or the other thing? Like the baby thing. Midwifery, right? That thing, yeah. So we need a stethoscope. A stethoscope. Anyone? Anyone got it? Yeah.
I can talk to my mum. My mum's a nurse, so she might be able to get you one.
Bang! Right there. Come on. We're one away. Righto. That's one. Righto. Number 2. Who's got one? Yeah.
I need a paid job in hospitality.
You need a what?
A paid job.
A paid job in hospitality. Now this is where you got to get really clear. How far do you want to travel?
Waitressing.
No, how far? Where? How far in? When?
As far as Ringwood.
As from Lilydale to Ringwood?
Yeah.
Between Lilydale to Ringwood, right? And you want a waitressing job? Is it just casual, full time? What do you want to do?
Part time.
Part time. What days?
4 days a week.
4 days a week. What days are those 4 days?
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Go to it. Right? Anybody know about something like that? I want you to put it out there. Put it on your Facebook. We're going to take note. We're going to load all this up to our Facebook. We're going to go nuts. Next week we're going to yay! Right. Next one. What have we got? Yep.
A mechanic apprenticeship.
A mechanic apprenentiate. Where?
In Ringwood.
In Ringwood. Mechanic apprenticeship in Ringwood with any particular industry? Trucks, cars, bikes? What do you want?
Preferably cars, but anything really.
It's not anything really. It's got to be absolutely specific. So if you're going to request something, what do you want?
Cars.
Cars. An automotive apprenticeship in cars for this young man. Yeah, go.
I need a new car door for my car.
Need a new car door. A lot of car theme here. You know, like a new car door for your car. What's your car?
Mazda 3.
Mazda 3, what year?
2005.
2005, what colour?
Silver.
Silver.
Sunset silver.
Sunset silver. All right, so that's the one you want for that one. Yeah.
2005.
2005, sunset silver. Mazda 3.
Door.
What door?
Which door? Back right.
Your back right.
So behind the driver.
Behind the driver. Passenger behind driver. Righto, yep.
Got it.
Go.
Pick a part.
You know, what do you want from pick apart?
No, gropey. It's me get it.
Oh, yeah, you could, but we want someone to meet the need rather than just go down there and get it yourself. We want this to be a surprise. You come back and go, oh, put it, this thing's working. All right, come on, yeah, on. You want motorbike gear. There's a young lady who's taking part in our postie bike ride from the 19th to the 23rd of October, if you're not in, get on it. And she needs motorbike gear. What do you need? Waterproof or dry rider stuff, like dry rider stuff?
Dry rider.
Do you need wet gear or dry gear? She said both. Right. Should be a small head helmet, you know, small head helmet. Right. Yeah, I'm not being rude, but I've got an extra lovable head, so whatever, you know. So my face all squishes up inside my helmet. I look like the Michelin Man. So and Ellie's laughing so hard right now because she knows that's exactly what I look like. So you need a helmet, a jacket, yeah, pants. What size are you? You'd be small. So she's come up here for a second so people can see you. Because there's people online who's going to see your stature. Now she needs it for October. We need it beforehand because we're going to do some practice. So this is Bonnie. All right, what else do we want? Well, stand beside one another because then you'll get comparison to me. All right? Righto, so extra lovable, small. All right? Small head, whatever. You know, so this is what we need, some gear to fit her out. Let's go to it. Come on, what else you got? Yep. Oh, that's a high five. Right. Come on, what's the needs you got? Somebody asked me for these pen things the other day. What were they?
Oh, mate, they were. I can tell you.
Those something pens that come in.
Wait. They're Copic markers.
Copic markers. Yes, I know you can go to Officeworks and get it. That's not the point. The point is you might not have the money to go and get it, and you need it because you're an artist. You need something like that. So Copic markers, a set of, or actually I've got 2 kids in our class that we need.
Copic.
Is that tomato, potato, you know. It's a Copic or a Copic, whatever you like, mate. Right, okay. What else we got?
I need photography done for and advertisements for my magic business.
So we've got a young guy here who does magic tricks with cards or just magic tricks?
Anything.
And you need a photographer? Anybody here?
I can do the photos.
Bam! Right here in the room tonight! Look at that, hey! Hey, this is better than church, I'm saying. Come on! Hey, better than Alan, right here. there's no TVs for sale if I'm giving away here. I'm just saying. Well, you can take that one down the back there. Anyway, what else you got? Yeah?
School textbooks.
School textbooks. What year?
11.
What textbooks are we talking about?
All of them.
Yeah, but some schools have a different one.
Do you have a list, honey?
I do.
Hang on, you are where? Yarra Hills? Yarra Hills Secondary College, year 11, textbooks.
What subject?
Young lady here, what subjects?
Like business, English, and maths. And
Business, English and math and...
just like the main ones.
And what? The main ones. I don't even know what the main ones are anymore. So I've got to be specific because people might have those sitting on there. Like I burnt all my kids' books because I put them out there and nobody wanted them. So I thought, yeah, you know, I burnt them all. Anybody else? Come on. Come on, what else can we need? What else do you need? New pair of shoes. Who needs a new pair of shoes? Hey?
An indestructible dog bed.
It's usually made of chainmail, you know, but an indestructible dog bed. Now, there might be somebody out there, maybe Jan Gowdy, you might know, she's our dog groomer for Calvin, she might know where there is something such as that. What sort of dog you got?
Unrippable.
Unrippable. Right, what is your dog?
It's a Staffy Bull Mastiff.
Yeah. Concrete bed. You know, so, all right, we'll try something. I don't know, but people do. All right, what else you got? Come on, what else do we need? Yep. Did you want something?
Good.
It's not... No. Did you just say no?
How could you say
Did you say yes or no? Did I say someone want a pair of shoes and you put your hand up? Do you think I didn't see that? What sort of shoes do you need?
School shoes.
School shoes. Black? Lace up?
Black.
What size are you?
13.
Bigfoot?
Big soft.
Where's Bigfoot in here?
Size 13. Black leather shoes for this young man here. That would be a cool thing to give him. Yeah? What do you got?
For a casual job in childcare?
Casual job in childcare. In what vicinity? No, not any. Be specific.
So, Lilydale, in between Lilydale and Box Hill?
Lilydale to Box Hill. Casual job, Cassie. Phuket lady. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Jack.
Event to DJ at.
I think what?
Event to DJ at. To like play music for a job. Because I DJ for a job. And I can't find parties or events.
Like club promoting and stuff like that for DJs.
Oh, you want an event or a venue to do DJing at. Do you have a Facebook page that people can suss out your stuff right now?
Not currently.
Okay, first thing I want you to do this week is I want you to create a Facebook page. You can video it on your phone. I want you to do a mock, you know, kind of thing, right? I want you, that's how we do it back in my day. Big black albums they were, you know, but anyway. Try doing that with your iPhone, doesn't work. You know, wreck the screen. So, I want you to put something up so we can send people to, because one of the challenges with DJing is you could be crap. No offence, I love you, but you could be. And I've met plenty of crap ones that think, I'm so good. You've seen Australian Idol. Some of them are crap singers. So the challenge for you is you need to do your part, which is to produce something that people can see, and then we'll put it on, we'll link it to our Facebook page, and then we'll push it out there to 1,000 people. All right? What else you got? What else you got? Nothing else? Yep.
House.
You need a house. What? To rent or to buy?
Rent.
To rent where?
Anywhere around here.
Anywhere around Lilydale. How much do you want to pay a week?
Cheap.
Cheap. I got a dog kennel at my joint, you know, but whatever, you know. So, yeah. So you want a house, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 90 bedroom?
No,
3 bedroom house. Is it just you?
currently.
Currently, looking for some housemates too that have got a full-time job that are willing to pay the rent. Yeah. All right. What else? Yep.
Some new people to adjust our land for their horse. We need someone who has a horse to come in and just one of our paddocks.
Oh, so you've got the land?
Yeah, but we need another horse to come in and just it so we have more.
Where is your paddock?
In Yarra Glen.
So you have a paddock in Yarra Glen that's fenced?
Yeah, it's fenced.
Lovely. And you want it to adjust there. How much is adjustment?
I'm not 100% sure, between 90 and 130.
Right, and what do you get for that? Just the paddock?
A paddock and one of the stable rooms.
All right. That's a room with a view and a house. So we've got a paddock in Yarra Glen for a horse if you needed a gist. I think I was talking to someone during the week who's looking for a place for their horse. So if you're listening, get your horse to her place. So you can put it on the Bridge Builders Facebook page or respond now, we'll get it. So if you've got a horse, need adjustment, Yarra Glen, we'll send you through the deets. Yep, Clarky.
Someone to help me get into the police force.
Someone to help you get in the police force. Usually a criminal, they can help you. You arrest them, so someone to help you. What do you mean by that? Hang on.
We got an answer here.
Hang on, we've got an answer in the room already. Yeah?
Half my family are coppers, I can help you.
And Bridge Builders! If you've got a request online you want these guys to meet, come on, you just send it through to Tyler, he'll tell me. So there you go, right away. See what I mean? Right in the room here you can meet someone's needs. What else you got? How much time we got? We're done? We're almost done?
We are 6 minutes over.
Don't even know what that means. So let's push it out to 10 minutes over. I've got 4 more minutes to do this, all right? Come on, what do you need? What is something you think, oh man, I really need that right now? Not want. What do I need right now? Georgia.
Especially, I need a sponsor to like get me through uni, that makes sense, like help pay for my fees.
How much are we talking about?
Well,
How long's uni?
we'll only help like the first 18 months.
Okay, so Georgia Kogelman is doing uni, nursing or midwifery? Nursing, and she's looking for a sponsor. Somebody that can help her with assisting in some of the fees. Not paying the full amount because you've got to do skin in the game too, I get it, but helping her sponsor. If some of you in the room want to do that, it's amazing what $10 a week going towards. You get a whole bunch of people paying $10 a week, what that can do to help her get through. That would be cool. So if you're a sponsor and you believe in a young person's education and getting better, the things they're doing, I want you to send us a message. That would be cool. Who else we got? What else you got? Nothing?
What do you need, Phil?
What are you?
It's my birthday. I just got cake and a t-shirt. I'm done. I'm good. I'm sweet. I'm going to America in November. My boys came to me and they said to me, Dad, what do you want for your birthday? This is what we're thinking of doing. I said, I'm still getting over last year. That's what I said. I said, I'm like done for my life. That was like 25 years to get that. And I'm not into a whole lot of stuff. Gifts like that are awesome. Gifts like a Harley are awesome too. So I'm like done. So I've just said to my mates, we're going to go to a particular pub on the weekend. If you want to turn up for a beer and a Palmer, come along. I've got a really cool pub that I'm going to. Yep.
I need help getting into an acting course.
Help getting into an acting course. Righto. We could talk about that a bit more. What else we got? Yep.
Jack reminded me of this one. Thank you, Jack. I also need events to perform at.
Have you got a YouTube page or a Facebook page that does show your thing? Your act?
To my previous Facebook page, however, it is still up. I'm going to make a new one probably tonight.
Great. Tonight?
Yeah.